A Florida man tried to rob a Wendy's with his finger guns blazing. Some Florida men stole 150 gallons of used cooking oil from some restaurants. A Florida couple had sex on a pier, and then she jumped in the water. And a Florida man allowed his son to bring an inert hand grenade to school. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News. They are all from the state of Florida only, because on Friday we only do weird news from Florida. I say we, I mean me. It's just me. I'm a guy in a closet, and this is Florida Fridays. A shirtless Florida man tried to rob a Wendy's with his finger guns. Pew, pew! Gotta love finger guns and the brave men behind them. We have here a shirtless Florida man who had beef with a Wendy's. He got a little frosty when something went wrong with his order, and he threatened to rob the Wendy's restaurant using his fingers as makeshift guns. Stories out of Avon Park. Yeah. This guy got all frosty, they say. I like this article. Whoever wrote it is hilarious. Florida man's beef with the fast food joint turned into a pickle of a problem for employees as he threatened to rob the entire restaurant and customers using his fingers as makeshift guns. Would have loved to have heard that. I would have loved to have been there and heard, "Nobody move. This is a robbery." Finger guns ablazing. Pew, 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 pew. Don't make me point at you. I'm going to finger bang bang all of you. Which only works in the dark, turns out. Because we could see your finger, bro. We could see it. We see that you have a finger there. Unless you tried it when you put it in your pocket. Yeah, you put it in the pocket of your jacket. Usually it's a members-only jacket, and you stick it out and you try to make that the shape of a gun. Yeah, that doesn't really work either. Deputies say the incident happened at 11:30 p.m. when the suspect ordered from the drive-thru at the Avon Park, Florida Wendy's, while investigators say they don't know what he ordered. It wasn't ready right away. Whatever he ordered wasn't ready right away. Florida man's in a hurry. Time to make the meth. Just got to get back to the meth lab. Time to make the meth. So whatever he ordered wasn't ready. An employee asked him to pull up and wait for a little bit. Just a little bit, man. Can you wait for a little bit? Can't wait for a little bit. Got things to do. I'm a Florida man. Got to find a parking lot to get naked in and drink wine out of an empty Pringles bottle. Can. According to the sheriff's office, the suspect didn't like the idea of having to wait. Can't wait for anything these days. Everybody's in a hurry. Instant gratification is taking over. And now we have finger guns as a result. Nobody likes finger guns. Nobody wants finger guns. They make you laugh. and being robbed is no laughing matter. Okay, so this guy jumped out of his vehicle, the Florida man, who for some reason they're not naming. He approached the drive-thru window and told the employee he could rob the restaurant. I could rob this restaurant if I had a gun. Never mind that. I don't have a gun. I'll still rob the restaurant. I could rob the restaurant if I use my finger and my imagination. Afterward, investigators say the suspect ran inside the Wendy's, ignoring the no shirt, no service rule. Oh, he had no shirt on either. Can't expect a Florida man to be fully clothed. Wow. When he got inside the Wendy's restaurant, I love how they call these places restaurants. Like, that should be in quotes. It's a Subway restaurant. Bro, this ain't a restaurant. Wendy's ain't a restaurant. A restaurant's a different thing. A restaurant doesn't have people with no shirt on. Them's the rules. Anyways, a restaurant wouldn't have a drive-thru. Let's just draw the line right there. If you have a drive-thru, you're not a restaurant, really. This guy jumped on a table with his no shirt. He repeated his threats, waving his, quote, finger guns. He was waving multiple finger guns. This guy was packing double barrel heat with his index fingers. Little did he know, everyone else at the Wendy's also was packing finger guns. They even had toe guns if they were wearing flip-flops and were ambitious. How does one wave their toe guns? Do you have to do a handstand? That's what it is going on in my imagination. It says, after the Florida man realized he was at the wrong fast food restaurant to have it your way. Again, the writer's so funny in this article. Deputies say the suspect left without any food, got into his gray Nissan Rogue. The suspect is described as being 5'5" and weighing 200 pounds. That's a lot to weigh for being only 5'5". 5'5" is shorter than me. 200 pounds because this guy's around like a bowling ball here. Oh, they don't have his name because he got away. They're looking for help. Could you help find the finger gun Wendy's robber? This guy robs wannabe restaurants with his fingers. Well, as you know, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with finger guns is a good guy with finger guns or toe guns doing a handstand. Florida men stole 150 gallons of used cooking oil from restaurants. We have here the slippery criminals stealing restaurant cooking oil. St. Petersburg, 2 South Florida men were arrested in St. Petersburg accused of stealing 150 gallons of used cooking oil from 2 restaurants. That's a lot of oil right there. I got my retirement grease. We have Wilmer Kindlein Duran, age 49, and Julio Diaz Ona, age 53, arrested and charged with the burglary. Both men are from Hialeah, wherever that is. Hialeah, it's the grease capital of Florida, apparently. St. Petersburg police spokesperson Yolanda Fernandez said, "This was something that was well planned." She was referring to what happened at a Metro diner and a Cracker Barrel in the city. No way, they hit up a Cracker Barrel. How could you? How could you steal grease from a Cracker Barrel? One of our nation's finest establishments. Yeah. You can buy those rocking chairs that are outside. Don't you? You guys been in that Cracker Barrel store? I could spend hours in there just playing with things. It's a weird place, man. You can get like a wooden tic-tac-toe game, but also armadillo jerky. It's a very odd store. It says Florida state laws regulate how restaurants must dispose of cooking oil, used cooking oil, after frying their food. Places like the Metro Diner, the store that was hit up by the slippery grease criminals, they used cooking oil in a tank. They stored the used cooking oil in a tank outside the restaurant. There's a third-party company that comes and picks up all the used oil, and I believe they use it for some kind of diesel fuel. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they bring it to gender reveal parties, and everybody greases themselves up in kiddie pools. You know, those gender reveal parties are quite odd these days. You can't put it past them to bring forth a kiddie pool filled with used restaurant grease. Here's another quote from this spokesperson. "These tanks are in enclosed areas. Usually they're fenced and locked. Thanks, lady. Thanks." Super important information. What would we do without that? How about you give us a motive? I'd like to know a motive. What are people stealing grease for, man? Grease me up, baby. Come on, grease me up. Is that what they do on weekends in Florida? This is something I haven't heard of before. Maybe they sell it to a third party. Who's buying used oil? Dealers that hang out on street corners? Hey, man, I got that black market used grease for your croquette recipe. Oh, you got some more quotes here. Well, first of all, the officers responded to the Metro Diner before 1 a.m. Wednesday, where they say witnesses saw the 2 men enter the closed storage shed containing the tank filled with used cooking oil. You would think that you wouldn't have to lock up such things, but you have to lock up everything, especially in Florida. They will steal everything. You could have a tank outside your house filled with your plucked nose hairs and ear hairs that you were all done with, and a Florida man would steal those somehow. I'm sure they'd figure out a way to get high off of somebody's nose hairs. Put it in a pipe. They're smoking human bones in some places, right? Was it Sierra Leone? I covered that story. They're smoking drugs made out of human bones. So there's got to be a way to get high on pubes or something. Wow, I really went off the rails. Sorry. It's Florida Friday. According to police, witnesses also watched Kindlein Duran and Diaz Ona steal used cooking oil in the same way at the Cracker Barrel. At 1 a.m.? What are they doing at a Cracker Barrel at 1 a.m.? People hanging out a Cracker Barrel? I guess you could sit on that porch in one of those rocking chairs until the sun goes down. It's a pretty good time. Bring your own, bring a Yeti filled with, the wine of your choice. I personally like that Trader Joe's $3 chuck. Yeah, I'll do the cab. It's pretty good. I'll sit on a Cracker Barrel rocking chair after sunset, enjoying myself out there. Be on the lookout for the greasy criminals. Anyways, witnesses were at the Cracker Barrel from 1 a.m. At 1 a.m. for some reason. You got to question these witnesses what they're doing at a Cracker Barrel at 1 a.m. It's far from being opened at 1 a.m. We know how Cracker Barrel operates. Maybe that diner's open. I don't know. I don't know how that diner works. The Metro Diner. Maybe diners go long. They go long because they cater to that after hours. The hungry people coming from the club. Those people keep your diner open. That's how Denny's is staying open. It's just these drunk idiots afterward that are just bombing their stomach with horrible dietary decisions that cause major acid reflux. I don't know how they can lay down after that. I can't lay down after eating a slice of pizza. Anyways, yeah, so there's people outside a Cracker Barrel at 1 a.m. is my point. Let's question these ne'er-do-wellers. What are they doing outside there? Maybe they're trying to figure out how to steal some grease. Maybe they're trying to steal those rocking chairs. All right. Anyways, back to the details of the story here that actually makes some sense. The Cracker Barrel's 2 miles away from the Metro Diner, so they're clearly hitting up restaurants within a radius here as they go on their oily heist. Got another quote from the lady with the important information. In this case, they stole about 150 gallons. It's worth about $500. We are looking into whether they were doing this at any other restaurants in the area. What's that? All night long working for $500? This doesn't seem like very profitable business. This kind of heist. You don't want to be in the restaurant used oil heist business. Get back to the banks, man. What's wrong with you? Get to the banks. You get more money if you go to Cracker Barrel during open hours and shoplift from the gift shop, yeah? Get yourself some calculator watches or something. You got weird stuff in there. Did I say that? Weird stuff in there. Oh, what is this? A Native American headdress made out of peacock feathers. They sell stuff like that in there. Right next to silly putty. Got another quote. You're looking at a more valuable commodity than you've seen before. And with that, it increases theft. Valuable commodity. Why do you think this is valuable commodity? Is this used cooking oil? It was 150 gallons and it came to $500. That's less than gasoline. Darling Ingredients owns the tank at Metro Diner that the two men stole used cooking oil from. The Texas-based company collects the used cooking oil, and 55% of it is used to produce renewable diesel. Wow, that's lovely. Renewable diesel. These guys are not only stealing from these lovely restaurants, such as Cracker Barrel, one of our nation's finest institutions, but they're also endangering the planet by being a barrier to renewable energy. You know what I mean? Yeah, guys, these guys are... Now, we have a statement from the police that's saying that these two men, quote, are not cooperating, and so we have no information on the motive yet. But according to some people, criminals often steal used cooking oil in order to sell it. Well, these geniuses figured that out. I could have told you that. Again, though, there's not a lot of money in this racket. I don't understand it, really. I mean, if I'm going to get oil all over myself and make a little money during the late hours of the night, I'm just going to become a stripper. I mean, you make a lot more money sliding up and down a pole, man. A Florida couple had sex on a pier, and the woman jumped into the water to escape. Guys, these TikTok challenges are just getting out of hand at this point. I mean, come on, man. You're going to drown doing these things. Police say 2 people in Naples, Florida, were accused of having sexual intercourse on the Naples Pier. Oh, that's a shame. I love the Naples Pier. That's where I go to watch the sunset through the alligator smog. Is that a thing? I don't know. That's where I go. That's where I go out to take in the lovely Florida sunsets and watch the crackheads make sweet love on the pier. Police say these 2 people not only had sex in an inappropriate place, the Naples Pier, where we all love to go to watch those delicious sunsets, radioactive sunsets of Florida. Apparently they had sex in front of children. This is not okay at all. Sex in front of children. We're trying to teach these children that it's okay to make sweet love on a pier. No. Sex on the beach, totally fine. We all know that. You bring a blanket. You just can't get it on the pier. According to the Naples Police Department, they received multiple calls about a man and a woman having sex on the pier at about, an unacceptable time of day. You want to guess what time it was? 4:30. Yeah, you guessed it. 4:30. Can't be having sex on the pier at 4:30. Come on now. Add 10 hours to that, maybe we can work with it, yeah? At least there probably won't be any kids around, but this is Florida, the parents aren't parenting down there, so maybe there are kids around after midnight on the Naples Pier. When the officers arrived at the scene, they said they found Alyssa Razzo, age 20, and Zadok Westfield. Zadok is his name. Wow. What a coincidence. That was the name of my 11th level magic user when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. Don't you tell a soul! Anyways, when they arrived, they found Alyssa and Zadok actively engaging in intercourse, trying to make sweet love and have a wizard baby. According to the report, they both stood up and looked disheveled. Well, they were having intercourse on a pier. You really think they're going to look like they have everything in order? Pants around the ankles, if that, Flip-flops askew, I'm going to guess. Flip-flops askew. According to the report, they both stood up and looked disheveled. The woman, Alyssa, the Florida woman here, who's just into making some sweet love, this is the dating scene down there in Florida. You get on an app, you meet someone. Hey, how are you? You look pretty. Want to make love on a pier? That's the opening line down there. Anyways, Alyssa stepped to the edge of the pier when she saw the police. This was after she was told not to step to the edge of the pier by the police. Alyssa doesn't listen. She's suffering from the post-sexual glow. You can't think straight after that. You're walking around with a head full of chemicals up there. You have a high. She's not listening. It doesn't say what kind of chemicals she was on in addition to the sweet lovemaking. I'm sure there were some. This is a Florida couple, after all. They say she jumped into the water off the pier. How far down? She jumped into the water, but she was picked up by the beach patrol. So the beach patrol doing their job. They were down there pointing at her naked ass for hours before the police showed up, probably. Now, the other guy, Zadok, is that his name again? I want to get the name right. Yeah, Zadok. How could we forget? Zadok. He's the son of two warlocks. He's going to be a cult leader when he grows up. You know that. With a name like that, you have to start a cult and write some. You have to write some squirrely book that has you have to put aliens in it as well. Those books all have aliens in there. Somewhere there's got to be aliens. It's where they got their prophecies. Okay, so she jumped in the water. Back to the story. Alyssa jumped in the water, picked up by the beach patrol. Zadok did not flee from the pier. He was escorted off by the police. What did this guy do? Just stand around naked, watching her jump into the water? Hey, she's pretty hot, huh? Yeah. I just hit that, by the way. I just hit that. In case you guys are wondering. That was all me. Zadok strikes again. Okay, so the beach patrol grabs Alyssa, and she's turned over to the police. It doesn't say how far she got or where she was trying to go. She's probably trying to swim to Jamaica, where they allow that sort of lovemaking in public. A witness stated that she was with 4 children when they noticed the couple making love on the pier. The children were ages 7 to 15 years old. Hi, Mommy, what's that? Well, when a Florida man and a Florida woman love one another, they do chemicals, and they get arrested for public nudity, typically. That's when they're very close. Now, it says here, Alyssa faces charges of trespassing, disturbing the peace, and resisting an officer, while our buddy here, Zadok, whatever his name is, Marduk, was charged with disturbing the peace and disorderly conduct, because he didn't try to resist an officer. He let them cuff his genitalia without resistance. The article ends with, they're mugshots. That's appropriate, I assume. And now the mugshot, I'm not gonna lie, it shows a notable lack of regret on the faces of these individuals. But they're in love, so they have that glow about them. She's actually, this girl, Alyssa Razzo, is quite good looking. Could I on a pier? I probably would on a pier. Whoa! shagging on a pier, shagging on a pier. You can tell how much I love you, dear. Want to shag you on this pier.
Yay!
A Florida man allows his child to bring an inert hand grenade to school. An inert hand grenade, which is a hand grenade that is no longer active. You used to be able to buy these things at Army surplus stores. I don't know if you still can. They're called dummy grenades, training grenades, practice grenades. I call them great jokes, especially bringing one to school. It's a good time. We have here a school in Brevard County, Florida. District officials say a student brought an inert hand grenade to school, and so they had to place the school under a shelter in place. Initially, officials say a student brought a toy grenade, but later clarified it was a hallowed out grenade. Hallowed out? I think you mean hollowed out, not hallowed out. Hallowed would mean it's holy. It's the holy hand grenade. Oh man, my favorite kind of grenade. The holy hand grenade of Antioch. Brother Maynard, bring us the holy hand grenade of Antioch. 3 shall be the number thou shalt count, and the number that thou shalt count shall be 3. 4 thou shalt not count. 2, 5 is right out. I think I screwed that up. It's a little bit of inside baseball for you Monty Python and the Holy Grail fans. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to go there when I thought of a holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5. No, it's 3, sir. 3! It says here, because of the incident, this hollowed out inert hand grenade, the school was under a brief shelter in place, but that has since been cleared. Oh, that's good. It was days ago. No other information is immediately available. The incident remains under investigation. So basically, a harmless, really cool artifact was brought for show and tell, and it caused an uproar. We're talking about a completely harmless item. An extremely sharp pencil is a more dangerous weapon than this bad boy. And in a Florida school, I mean, your teacher is more dangerous. And I believe they're armed these days. Aren't they arming them so they can fight the bad guys with guns?
Yay!
Well, then what's with the 1 star, you big jerk? That was my John Wayne impression. Was it any good? Well, then what's with the 1 star, partner? What kind of jerk are you? Guys, if you haven't given me a review, please try to do it. This doesn't cost you anything. You can do it on Alexa. No, not Alexa. What is it called? Amazon. Very close. I was close, guys. You can do it on Amazon or iTunes, also known as Apple Podcasts. Or if you're listening on Spotify, you can give me 5 stars, I believe. Is this a 5 star? Yeah, give me 5 stars on Spotify. That takes a second. No need to write a review of any sort. You could just give me 5 stars. Because clearly I need it. I need the stars. I need it. And if you want to show some support on the financial end, because you happen to be just rolling in this dough, rolling in the ducats, as they say. You got ducats coming out your ears, do ya? You got ducats. You're swimming in ducats. You're sleeping in ducats. You're wading in ducats. Yeah, you're humping in ducats. You just got ducats all over the place. You lay in a bed of ducats. You're into it. Anyways, you can go to my website, weirdafnews.com. That's right. You can support a weird person like me. Why wouldn't you support a weird person? Do you know what? Weird people have it hard in life, man. You know, I get side glances and whatnot because of the things I say in public. Hey, I look at it like this. I'm bringing color. I'm painting with a brush that no one else is painting with. You need me out there. You need me out there spreading shocking entertainment. Why not? The world is flimsy without people like me. So you should support me and do the right thing. Keep me alive, keep the electricity going. Make it so I don't have to have a grueling day job, which would just remove all the spark from my soul and the hope from my eyes and the ambition from my nose hairs, That's what would happen if I had one of those grueling day jobs. I wouldn't. I'm going to be honest with you. I've had them before, and I just wouldn't. I couldn't do it again. I wouldn't last. No. I would drink. I would go to a Cracker Barrel, and I would drink the used cooking oil until I died right there on the porch of a Cracker Barrel. That's an American way to go. Wow, this is something. Anyways, please support me. WeirdAFnews.com. You can buy me a coffee by clicking on Buy Jonesy, buy a coffee, or you can join the Patreon. Click on Join the Patreon, or do a PayPal donation by sending PayPal money to funnyjones@gmail.com. Yeah. Maybe I'll, if you're lucky, I'll sit down with the guitar and I'll finish that song, Shaggin' on a Pier. It's sure to be one of my greatest hits, guys. Shaggin' on a pier, shaggin' on a pier. You can tell how much I love you, dear, shaggin' on a pier. Wait, while you're swimming away. Woo, woo. Oh, the cops are here.